Hi, this is Will Deek. Welcome to Black Belt Breakthroughs. Today I want to talk to you really quickly about outcome-based thinking. And one of the best ways to describe outcome-based thinking is to tell you a story about an old sculptor. Now, there's this story about this old sculptor who did all his work in his yard in the front near an elementary school. And every day as the children would pass by, they'd see the sculptor working on different things. Well, one day a huge block of granite was delivered to that old sculptor's yard. And for the next few days, the little kids, they saw the sculptor sitting there looking at the granite. Well, finally, about a week or so later, the sculptor started to get the hammer and chisel out and start to work on that huge piece of granite. And bit by bit through the autumn and into the winter, the sculptor worked. Of course, he was in San Diego, so he could work through the winter in his front yard. Then into the spring, and finally at the end of spring, the image of a lion started to appear. Well, one of the little children went up to the sculptor and said, "How did you know to carve that lion into that big block of stone?" And the sculptor smiled and said, "Before I ever started, I thought about what I wanted, and the lion appeared." See, that's outcome-based thinking. That's what Stephen Covey used to call starting with the end in mind. And there's really 3 steps to outcome-based thinking. The first is to be honest about where you are. The second is decide where you want to be. And the third step is to figure out a path to get from where you are to where you want to be. So first, be honest with where you are. If you're overweight and out of shape, say I'm overweight and out of shape. If you're in debt, say I'm in debt. If you are anxious and stressed out about your work, say I'm anxious and stressed out about my work. Now, you know where you are. Where do you want to be? If you're anxious and stressed, maybe you want to be calm and in the moment. If you're overweight and out of shape, maybe you want to be in good, healthy shape. If you are in debt, maybe you want to be debt-free. So decide what that outcome is going to be. And then use the third step, just figure out where you are and the steps along the way to get to your outcome. Now there is a 4th step, but you can't use it until you go along the path, which is feedback. What did I learn along the path toward my goal? And then use that feedback to make course corrections. See, if you do that, if you figure out where you are and where you want to be, you can start to carve that path the same way the sculptor carved that lion. It's really that simple. Now, your assignment for this week is to just think about something that you're really not happy with and figure out where you'd like to be. And then use outcome-based thinking to decide how to get there. That's it for this week. This is Will Deek wishing you only success.